going back to the time when I was about 20. It might have been the last time I was even aware of anybody buying marijuana. And I never actually bought any myself, like where I actually sort of did the deal. So I'm a babe in the woods on this stuff. But obviously, with all the people out there that use it and with all the people that believe it should be decriminalized or legalized, people are using it, people are buying it, people are selling it. And the last question that is the one that probably is the one I want to focus on here: who's doing the selling? How do these deals get done? Where do they get done? Is there a secret handshake? All this kind of stuff, because I just don't know much about it. And it would seem there are a number of you who do, who are now lined up to talk here at 416-872-1010, Star Talk 8255. Got room for a couple of more, but we're pretty much full up. So let's go to people and find out, where do you get your weed? And let's go. I realize we're not going to have all the names here. Is it D in Mississauga? You're on News Talk. DS, I guess. You're on News Talk 1010. Hello there. Going once. Going twice.
Hey,
I said DS. Yeah, there you are. Okay, we were on speakerphone or something. How does it work with you? Where do you get your stuff from?
Well, I have a friend that I actually call when I'm in need. And depends upon my location. He would either drive to meet up with me, or, if I'm at home, I would drive out to go meet up with him. But
so it's a matter of a simple phone call then? It's
a simple phone call. When you have a dependable guy, you need to keep him on.
And can you just make the phone call, sort of any time of the day or night, or do you sort of does he say, look, I prefer to be hear from you between 7 and 9 at night, or how does it work?
Well, he's a decent chap, so I can't be interrupting him late at night. So I usually call in advance and get what I need to hold me over onto the next day.
Okay. And when you go and do the deal, as it were, I mean, are you ever concerned that anybody's bothering with you, or that their cops are around, or do you just figure it's one of those things where nobody would really know and nobody would really care?
Nowadays, the cops don't really give a damn if you get in a small amount. They're really looking for the big guys, I'm assuming. So when I meet up with him, we don't really concern about
any of that stuff. And how much do you buy, and for how much money? Like, what do you get for how much you pay?
Well, I'm good for like 10 to 20 a day because I don't smoke as much as I used to, so I have cut back drastically. So I'm good for like a small dime or 2 dimes for the day.
Why'd you cut back?
Responsibilities. I need to stay focused when I'm at home,
We were talking yesterday about driving. When you drive, do you feel like you're impaired at all? Or when you smoke, do you feel that you're impaired at all if you've been smoking or not?
I feel a lot more focused than I would if I'm drinking.
Interesting. We had quite a few people phone and say that yesterday they felt their awareness was even heightened by the marijuana as opposed to the alcohol effect.
Well, let me put it to you this way. If I drank to feel the way that I would feel when I'm on marijuana, I would have to drink a 2-4 every day.
Oh, my goodness. Well, that's pretty expensive, too, isn't it? Well, DS, thanks very much for talking to us. Let's go to Dan in Toronto. You have a delivery service. It's like ordering Swiss Chalet.
Oh, yeah. I think there's if you sort of poked around Toronto, certainly downtown area, there's a reasonably well-known delivery service.
Now, how did you hook up? Through a word of mouth or the internet, or how did you find out about it?
Word of mouth. In fact, I was given some promotional materials. They actually
no
have
kidding.
Little promo thingies that, oh, sure.
Like fridge magnets or something.
I mean, they're running a business. These are business people.
Well, no, I understand that. And then when you say delivery, do they come? Do you live in an apartment or condo, like a multi-unit building?
Yeah, a multi-unit dwelling.
Do you meet the guy in the lobby, or does he come right to your door, or how does it work?
They'll generally come wherever you'd like, frankly.
No kidding, eh?
I've never really seen obviously these are people who live with, some moral gray area, so I don't think choice of location is their biggest concern.
I guess you're probably right, Dan. Thanks a lot, and have a great weekend. We're talking about where people get their weed, if they use it, because, of course, they can't get it, as people say will be the case if we see it decriminalized or legalized, where you might get it at an LCBO-type store, or even at the LCBO, and the government will rake in some money from that, which has got to be good for the finances. It'll be sort of regulated and controlled, much like we do with alcohol and tobacco. So we're anxious to hear from you as to where you get your weed now. 416-872-1010, Star Talk 8255, or by text message at 71010. Let's go to Toby in Toronto. You're on News Talk 1010. Okay, I don't know what we're doing here. Toby, are you there? There you are.
Toby, yes.
Hi. How you doing?
Not too bad. Yourself?
Good, thanks.
Good,
so where do you get your marijuana from?
Well, I usually go to compassionate clubs, or I buy it from the government.
So in this case, it's medical marijuana that you're using. Is that the case then?
That is correct.
Medicinal marijuana. And when you say the government, I think they have, I've read about this and done a show on it before, but I can't remember the detail. There's a place that sort of a government-sanctioned place you can get this, correct?
Yes, it's through Health Canada.
Yeah, and people say it's pretty weak stuff, though. Is that right?
Yes, which is why I prefer compassionate clubs, because
right.
they have personal growers, and which I also have a friend that is a personal grower with 4 compassionate clubs.
This is a bizarre question, but when you buy it, I presume you have to buy it at your own expense. Even if it's medicinal marijuana, you can't. The OHIP doesn't get involved paying for that.
Unfortunately, no.
No, okay. It seems odd in a way. I appreciate the call, Toby. It seems odd that if it's for medicinal purposes, just like if you had some other drug, but I guess they haven't got to that stage yet where they're going to pay for what amounts to an illegal drug. Although I guess if it's for medicinal purposes and you're getting it from the government, it's not quite the same. Derek in Etobicoke, you're on News Talk 1010. Welcome to the show.
Hi, good evening, John.
Hi.
As I was telling you, screener, I get mine from a restaurant. Pretty much I eat a lot of takeout, and I frequent that restaurant at least 3 times a week, and I get that's how I replenish whenever I'm in need. But what I really wanted to touch on was, with the same topic, was if the government doesn't have the stomach to make this a cash crop, and I don't see why not, then what they need to do is, if they're going to legalize it or they're going to decriminalize it, at least allow people to grow at least 3 plants at home, charge them $40 for a permit to grow this stuff, and you have to renew it every 6 months, and anything over that is criminal. Just make it nice and clear in the legislation, so that there is no mistaking of, what I'm allowed to do and what I can't do. But I sincerely hope the government at least have the courage to see that this is an amazing cash crop, and you would take the criminals right out of it. You would cut into their bottom line very
Well,
deeply.
it's one of the big arguments that has been made, and I appreciate the call, Derek, that you would first of all cut the criminals out of this. They have other things they'd be left with. However, you'd cut them out, and you'd produce revenue for the government. Now, I think it stands to reason that if it's decriminalized, which you heard Lindsay Vanstone and David Bradley predicting earlier, I think correctly, that it won't happen in the next 5 years, just because I don't think there's the political momentum yet to get us there, that you will then, I think, by definition, have to let people grow a little bit in their own homes. So I think you'll get what you just asked for as a sort of a companion piece to the decriminalization of marijuana. Lamar in Brampton, you're on News Talk 1010. Welcome to the show.
Hello?
Hi, you're on the air, Lamar.
Hey, John, how are you?
Good, how are you? Where do you get your weed from?
Well, I'm not a huge smoker. But, every once in a while when the stress hits me, maybe 4 times a year, I go to my nearest corner store.
And in your case, the corner store happens to sell some things that are under the counter, as it were.
Yeah, they're just not on display. A lot of areas. You just got to know, you just got to be referred.
Yeah, I was going to say, how'd you find out? So somebody told you could get it there.
And you got to go with the person who referred you. For the first time you go in, you got to go with the person
Yeah, because you're not just going to walk in and say, hey, I hear you sell marijuana under the counter.
Yeah.
They're going to say, nope, misinformed on that one, buddy. I appreciate the intelligence there, Lamar, very much so. And let's go to Lynn in Alliston. You're on News Talk 1010.
Hi. Yeah, I have to reiterate with someone else who said this. There's no point in decriminalizing the weed for the sake of getting rid of the illegal drug trade.
Because
it's not going to be strong enough for them, and they're still going to go to the drug dealers to get what they really want, which is a good hit.
Okay, so you're saying that the government will sell, much as you heard said about the medicinal marijuana that you heard talked about by one of the previous callers, you're saying they'll sell that stuff to everybody like at the liquor store, and that people will still want to get something much stronger.
Yes.
Okay, well, look, you could be right about that. It doesn't sort of happen with alcohol, but I guess maybe that's different because there's no gradations of alcohol, really. I mean, it's sort of much the same. I suppose so. Let's go to Jordan. You're on News Talk 1010.
Hello?
Yeah, you're on the air. Go ahead, Gordon.
Hi, how are you?
I mean, Jordan, not Gordon. Yeah, I'm fine. How are you?
Good.
So what do you do to get your weed?
You can find it anywhere, really. There's a delivery thing downtown. A lot of people I know that I work with from them anywhere.
And this is something you just call him up and on the phone just like that, and he's there in short order?
Yeah, you can meet him within 20 minutes or so.
Okay, it all sounds very convenient. I mean, takeout and delivery, and we've got just about everything going on here. Rick in Scarborough, you've got a bit of an unusual source.
John, how you doing?
Yeah,
Thanks
good. How are you?
Good. Listen, I don't want to put all my eggs in one basket, so I got 2 sources. One's my brother-in-law.
Okay.
And the other one's a high school kid on my street.
Are you serious?
Of course, I'm dead serious. Of course, I only started using those 2 once George Smitherman got into politics and stopped taking care of it.
All right, that's enough now. But are you serious about getting it from a high school kid? Hey, okay, he's being silly now, and so we'll just say goodbye to him. That's the end of that. We will maybe have time to squeeze in one more call when we come back, but it is interesting to hear all the options that are out there, including delivery and, you name it. Go to the corner store, tap 3 times on the window of the The guy went to the restaurant. I mean, it's unbelievable. Unbelievable. People, where there's a will, there's a way, which may be just another reason why we should decriminalize it, because people are going to find ways to get the stuff.